Ever since Belfast was first settled in 1770, many men and women have contributed greatly to the quality of life in the little city by the bay. There were the hard-working Scots-Irish families who came late in the 18th century, the shipbuilders who produced hundreds of 3, 4, and 5-masted schooners in the 19th century, the 20th century industrialists who built factories to process seafood, manufacture shoes, and process chickens, while employing hundreds of county residents. But over the last 40 years, Belfast has been truly blessed by an individual who has contributed hugely to the cultural and social fabric of our lives here on the Mid-Coast. A big supporter of the arts, music, and poetry scene. One who has a vision for Belfast unlike anyone else's.
Hi, I'm Mike Hurley, Belfast City Councilor, and I want to talk a little bit about garbage.
When Mike Hurley first came to Belfast from New Jersey in the 1970s, he might have looked just like any of the rest of us scuffy back-to-the-landers who were flooding Waldo County. But Mike was different. He was bad at farming to begin with, and so decided to try his hand at running a small business in Belfast. He opened the Belfast Cafe and got to know his fellow residents as he served them food, beer, and conversation. He also discovered that he had a nascent promotional streak, and quickly learned what would make these taciturn Mainers put on their glad rags and cut a rug.
I had a New Year's party one time at the Shrine Club where I think at midnight, I think Byrne Porter was there, and the group home had brought a bus with about 5 or 6 people, and there was me and a couple other people.
Well, you can't win them all, but Mike persevered, coming up with the ideas for events and festivals to help keep Belfast in the What's Going On section of the local papers. He was behind the Belfast Bearfest community art event of the early 2000s. He was an early contributor to the Waldo Independent. He started the Around Islesboro sailboat race, the annual Belfast Street Party, the community group Belfast Green Streets, the New Year's Bonfire, the Belfast Drum and Rabble Corps, and the Random Beats Street Band. The ideas just seemed to pour out of Mike organically, the way the little river flows over the dam at the Belfast Water District.
I know everybody thinks I come up with these great ideas. I stole this idea, right? The Bears, I stole that idea.
Once you have a good idea, making it happen is pretty much a cakewalk, of course. So Mike just sat back, letting the accolades pour in, never promoting his events relentlessly on BCTV, at city council meetings, by pestering local reporters with P.T. Barnum-esque enthusiasm, or by doing anything else he could think of to make them a reality.
Well, I can tell you, having done a lot of events where I didn't do enough promotion and nobody came, I never, ever, ever believe that you can ever do enough promotion. Okay. You have to run scared. And if I see one thing is, people think because they have an idea and their 3 friends like that idea, they think, therefore everybody would like that idea. But they don't really do what's needed to let everybody know. You got to be willing to do the work. And it takes real work to do these things.
Might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
And then, of course, Mike got happy. 3 years ago, Mike decided that Belfast needed to become one of the many communities around the world that made a music video to the hit song Happy.
Well, you know, I am on the cutting edge of popular culture.
Mike and his camera crew went to nearly 100 locations around the city to film people dancing to the song. Mike left no stone unturned for the project, which ultimately resulted in 2 videos on YouTube, one that clocked in at 6 minutes and one that was 16 minutes long, which is pretty impressive for a song that's only 4 minutes long.
And I thought, well, we ought to do this in Belfast. And that was the idea. And as you well know, that idea ran away from us like a herd of horses coming out of a burning barn. Because the goal of this thing is to promote Belfast, to let people see how cool we are. Or to people who left here thinking, you know, they had to go somewhere else to make a living, they can look back and go, wow, did I make a mistake?
Mike has an inimitable style of motivating people with patience and tact, and went about the filming with his trademark sensitivity.
and look right at the camera. Give it like, you know. Right there. Yeah, it was very challenging. Often we showed up and, my favorite was at the Belfast Co-op where a girl with green hair and outlandish dress and tattoos wouldn't dance because she was self-conscious. And I thought, okay, get dancing! we had to yell at people quite often, like.
Mike brings a sense of class to everything he does.
We would bring this big sound system and blast it, and we would just get people going. We would like had our own go-go dancers. And
But all kidding aside, perhaps nobody has done more to promote Belfast as a great place to live or visit than Mike Hurley.
So we had ulterior motives here. Promote the Belfast as a destination, as a fun place, as a happy place, as a good place.
Whether you come here regularly or just to visit once in a while, you're going to reap the benefits of Mike Hurley's big ideas and big spirit. Mike is Mr. Belfast, and he has spent 40 years getting stuff done.